Before we get started, I'd like to give an update where things stand using the building at Shul. So now we are exclusively inside in the main sanctuary for Shacharis during the week. We have small groups and social distancing, masks, etc. We're going to try to do that also with one of the minyanim on Shabbos, see how that goes. And we're planning for Purim as well with small groups, one reading after the other, and information will follow. But we are trying to get back into the building in a safe way. With regard to Parshas Yisro, there's a vort, an idea that I've seen in many places. And when I first saw it about maybe 18 years ago, the internet was just becoming part of our daily lives. And now the vort resonates that much more. So we have in the beginning of the Sedra, Yisro, the father-in-law of Moshe. The pasuk says, Vayishma Yisro. Yisro heard, and he joins the Jewish people. It's a famous Rashi, Gemara in Mevarchim, that what did he hear? Why did he come? So he heard about the miracles, Kriyas Yamsuf, the splitting of the Red Sea, the war with Amalek, that was at the end of last week's Sedra. He heard the big news, so he came to join the Jewish people. So the question is that we say every day in Oz Yasher, everybody heard the news. It wasn't something that was a secret that only was delivered because of his position. He was the father-in-law of Moshe. He got a secret missive that these miracles took place. The pasuk says, Shamu Amim Yergazim, that all of the nations of the world trembled. In fact, Chazal say that all of the seas in the world split. Everyone knew something had happened for the Jewish people. So what was special about Yisro? So the answer that's given is that it's not just that he heard the news, but he came, uva, that he reacted to the news. So about 2 decades ago, when I heard this vort and the application, we were becoming accustomed to the internet and we would see so much more than we used to. Typically, our news was either the newspaper, a magazine, TV. It wasn't this constant attention. But now we have so many images and articles and media in front of us that flashes in front of us, it's hard to keep track. We're inundated. And that makes it all the more so very challenging to be affected. We just become desensitized. Yisro showed that earnestness, the honesty and the intellectual courage that if I hear something, if I learn about something that moves me, I'm not going to let the inspiration evaporate. I'm going to react to it. And he came, and then we know the rest of the story. Chazal say he converted, and he went to convert his own people. He went back home. He was a person who was searching for the truth, but his search led to action. And that's our problem nowadays, that we can have these very quick, these milliseconds of inspiration, and it just passes. We don't do anything about it. And unfortunately, that's a recipe for just being stuck in the same rut over and over again. There's a nice story Rabbi Franz says about the Chavetz Chaim, that the yeshiva once received in cash 500 rubles. That was an exorbitant amount of money, and it was in cash, which even in Poland, you don't send, as you were taught, cash in an envelope. So the Chavetz Chaim was very intrigued how this major donation came in such an unusual way. They did some investigations, and they found that the donor was trying to close a business deal. And he did something which is permissible, and he said, if in fact this deal goes through, I'm going to donate $500 or rubles to the yeshiva. So the deal went through. He couldn't, at the end of the day, secure the gift with some sort of certified mail. And as the day was ending, he thought to himself, 500 rubles is a lot of money. The yeshiva would also appreciate if I gave 50 rubles. And as he felt the excitement and the inspiration waning, because the deal was already done, so he said, if I don't do something right now very instantaneously and perhaps heroically, I'm going to lose the moment. So therefore, he took the risk and he put the cash inside the envelope. It's a nice story that it shows how fragile a moment can be. And we have to always look to seize the moment and then act upon it. That was the legacy of Yisro, and that's really the message of Kabbalah Satara. It's not just enough to learn, it's not enough to be moved, we have to act upon it. Very nice idea. I wish everyone well. Have a wonderful Shabbos.